Okay, hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Video Game News for June 8th, Monday. And without further ado, let's get into it. Well, actually, hope you guys had a good weekend. And actually, I wanted to let you guys know, did a podcast yesterday with my good friends Jamie and Taylor. Episode 1 of the Genji Guys podcast will be available later today. I'll be putting that up, and it was a lot of fun. And I hope you guys watch it. Let me know how you like it and all that. So without further ado, yeah, let's talk about news. So we got Minecraft Dungeons overtaking Animal Crossing New Horizons as Switch bestseller. So I don't know. Does this come as a surprise to anybody? Um, I think it kind of does as a surprise to me because, to be honest, I didn't know that it was out on Switch. But that's good to know. It does seem like the kind of game that would be pretty fun to play on Switch. I played Diablo on Switch, and Minecraft Dungeons is kind of a Diablo clone. So I'm sure it plays really well. Um, and just with the popularity of Minecraft, it's no surprise that that it is as popular as it is. And Animal Crossing has been out for a while, so that makes sense, and that's good to know. Minecraft Dungeons is a decent game. You can see my first 30 minutes of it when I was playing it. It seems pretty easy. I heard it gets a little more difficult, which obviously it would. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Um, yeah, and then here's the next one. So this news is not so much that it's delayed. This is more so that it exists. Steam Game Festival. Because I didn't know when it was, to be honest, but that makes sense that it would have been this week because this is the week that would have been the week where E3 would have happened. So Steam was going to be doing their game festival. So it looks like it's going to start next week, though, on June 16th, where they're going to have a bunch of game demos available, like limited time demos where you can just play. They're probably demos rather than like a full game where you can play just for a limited time. I'm sure they're probably just more like demos, like something you would play at E3, which is really cool. So it looks like Xbox and Steam are both partnered with this, but these games will be available on Steam. So I'm super excited. Next week we will be playing some of them for sure. So we'll have like a little. I'll have a day where I'll go through a bunch of the demos and show y'all some of the ones that caught my eye. So that's going to be exciting. That's next week. And then this other one, speaking about the Switch, here is a story about the Outer Worlds on the Switch and how horrible it looks. So as you can see in this photo here, the textures are horrible. Even in the background, like this looks like it's a city wall, and these textures are just horrible. Everyone's saying, "Oh, it looks like a Nintendo 64 game," which I mean, I tend to agree, but it also does look like it just had an issue loading and it didn't finish loading the final, surface of textures. But I don't know. It just goes to show, like, is the Switch? I mean, not goes to show. It continues to beg the question: is the Switch really powerful enough to be porting some games to? So this is Outer Worlds is not a particularly huge game. I mean, The Witcher 3 is much bigger actually. So I don't really know what the excuses are. Maybe just that it was rushed. Who knows? Um, but it kind of makes me sad because I had a lot of hope that the Switch was going to be something that you could play some substantial games on, and it seems like there's like a lot of issues that it's maybe just not quite powerful enough. Um, and I don't know that Nintendo's making a new one anytime soon. There has been some rumors of like a Nintendo Switch Pro, but I would be pretty bummed if I had to buy a Nintendo Switch Pro to run better ports of games. So I don't know. All around, it's kind of just a bummer because the Switch is an amazing console, but it's just not quite powerful enough. But hey, what did you expect, man? It's not a PS4. It's not a Xbox Series, whatever. Okay, so Elden Ring rumors might spell bad news for FromSoftware fans. So yeah, I wanted to cover this because my friend Jamie on the podcast yesterday, he was actually asking about this game, and he is a huge Dark Souls fan, a huge FromSoftware fan, and I am somewhat of a fan of these games. I only say somewhat because I just haven't played all of them. I'm not the biggest fan, but I definitely did play Dark Souls and a couple of, or no, Demon Souls. I beat Demon Souls. That's the only one I beat. Other ones I just played a little bit here and there, and they're cool, but I just not my favorite types of games. But for some people, these are the games that they like in this current generation. So it sounds like the bad news is simply that it's not going to be released this year. That's pretty much the gist of it. There hasn't been a lot of updates with it yet, and this article just kind of talks about how there might not be even any updates till later this year. Definitely not coming this year, and people are a little bit worried about that and what that means. I hope and think that means that they're just making it still, and it's going to be a big game, and it's going to be a good game, and that's fine. Games should take a while to make when they're really good. So, not necessarily bad news, but bad news if you wanted to play it anytime soon. And here's some good news from about some games. So this is Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning confirmed with remastered graphics and more. So the more I think is battle systems. I think they revamped something of the battle mechanics. I don't know particulars of it. I did play this game when it first came out, and I really liked it. Didn't play it all the way through. I don't remember why at all, but I was excited about it. And what I did play, I thought it was really good. I thought this game was really good, and there's a whole story about it, about the guy, Kurt Schilling, who is a baseball player, who got this game, who started a game studio to make this game, and spent so much money, and got a loan from Rhode Island. They went bankrupt. It didn't sell well. It's a really tragic story, and then they had to sell the IP to THQ Nordic, who makes the Darksiders games, which are pretty decent games as well. This is kind of the silver lining with that. It was bought, and it's going to be re-released, and hopefully this re-release will maybe just get it in the hands of more people. And I'm pretty sure THQ Nordic is doing this to kind of test the waters to see if they can take their newly purchased IP, Kingdoms of Amalur, and make a sequel to it. One thing to be said about this game and the universe it is set in, it's actually a very established fantasy world that was created by the author R.A. Salvador, something like that. If you go to Barnes & Nobles and you look at the fantasy section, his books are just littered everywhere. There's literally, I think over 50 of them. He is a huge, fantasy novelist, and his worlds are just very, very detailed and well fleshed out. So this there's a lot to draw from there, basically what I'm saying, the source material. So this game has the potential of and I think that's probably what they saw in the first place with Kurt Schilling wanting to do this. He was probably a fan of this author. And I personally know people who are fans of this author who read all these books and love it. So, I don't know. We'll see. But let's close out the news today with the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC preview that I talked to you guys about last week. And to be honest, there was a little trailer here. I watched it. Where'd it go? And I watched it, and to be honest, man, I think I'm a little bit disappointed. I think it's just because I haven't played Pokemon in a couple months, and I'm looking. And since I played Pokemon Sword and Shield, I went back and played Pokemon Platinum and Crystal, the ROM, Crystal, Pokemon. I forget, Crystal something. I forget, but it's one that was made. It was made where you can. It's like an open world Pokemon game where you can go to any city, and all the Pokemon just level up as you go. So you can go to any city and fight any gym leader. What is it called? Crystal something. Dang it! It doesn't matter. But anyways, and since I've been playing the Game Boy games again and the DS games, these new Pokemon games are too easy. They're just so aimed for kids, and those old ones were aimed at kids too, but they were hard, and they take the fun out of them. I'm really in that camp now, and I'm kind of upset. But will I get this new? So this preview showed some new legendaries. Showed these guys. I don't even know when this happened. I don't. So there's these Pokemon called Reggie Gigas, and what are these ones called? They're all Gigas, and They just all look like this. They have no eyes. They have a bunch of little dots in their faces. Who likes these ones? I think people do, but I don't know when they were introduced into Pokemon, and I think they're just kind of super generic. Like, they're not anywhere as detailed as things like art, like the other legendaries, Articuno, or even like Suicune and Ensnay and all those like legendary dogs and stuff. These guys are not that great. Like, I like almost every other like special Pokemon like over these things. But whatever, people are excited. I'm not. I'm sounding a little bit cynical though, because I'm just kind of coming to the realization that am not as excited about new Pokemon games as I maybe once was. I want to be excited, but whatever. All right, so they got Bulbasaur and Squirtle, who were missing. Obviously, they were going to be coming back because they have Charmander in this game, which is just weird. They have Charmander and Charizard, but not about Bulbasaur or Squirtle. But that's because they have DLC coming and you can get them there. So, anyways, I didn't mean to leave that on a jaded note. It's exciting. New Pokemon stuff. They showed the little Ninja Panda guy that turns into two different legendaries based off his fighting style that you want to choose for him. So that's at least an interesting thing to do for a new Pokemon, giving it different evolutions that you can choose it, going to, which they've done with a few different Pokemon, but it's always fun when they do that kind of stuff. Okay, well, that is it. Like I said, I do have that podcast that I just recorded yesterday, so please go ahead and watch that. Please give me your feedback with that. I hope you guys enjoy it. And until next time, my name is Brian, and thank you guys so much for watching the Genji Gear YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys later.